Hello everyone. Today with this video I am going to discuss about the meaning and basic concepts of demand analysis. We always in a day-to-day life we always use this term demand, but do we have the clear concept about demand? What is its use and what does it actually mean? Do we know? So for giving a brief illustration of it, I am here with this video. I hope that all of you will be in a position to understand it in a better manner if you watch it till last. So, before going into the depth of demand analysis, it is important to understand what is demand. Many students, I have seen that many students used to get confused between what is demand and is it similar to desire? Is it similar to desire? Do you really think that demand is similar to desire? Answer is no. Demand can never be similar to desire. The reason is that, see, demand is like the sum total of four components, that is price of the product, then quantity that you need to purchase or you want to purchase, third thing is the willingness and ability to pay for the product, and lastly the time period. But this desire does not take into account all these four elements. Desire is just a wish to have a product. It doesn't have anything to do with the price, the willingness and ability to pay for the product. All these conceptions are totally irrelevant in terms of desire. But while defining demand, we must have to take into account all these four conceptions. Let me describe it with the help of an example. Suppose at present, I am having 3,000 rupees in my hand. Now, with this 3,000 rupees, I want to purchase a product, and I have already assumed that the price of the product is 3,000. But when I actually visited in the market, I came to know that the price of the product is 4,000. So, in that case, the price of the product I know. Quantity also know that I want to purchase only 1 unit of the product. Then time period also I know that at this moment only I want to purchase it. Fourth thing is ability, willingness and ability to pay. Willingness is, yes, I have that willingness to pay for the product. But do I have that ability? No, because I am having in my hand the amount of money that is having in my hand is just 3,000 rupees, not 4,000. So it's not possible for me to purchase the product. So that can never be considered as demand. For example, let us give me another example, that is, let's assume a baker. Suppose a baker can also have a dream to visit a like 5-star hotel. He wants to visit there. But can he visit in his life? Is it possible? No, because he is not having any kind of relevancy with the four components that is associated with demand, that is price of visiting, the amount of money that is required to visit a 5-star hotel. Then quantity, how much quantity of goods he needs. Then time period and ability to pay. All these things are not associated with his demand. Therefore, we cannot use that term demand in this case. We can use desire. Anyone can have desire for having anything, but for but it is not essential that he must have to get it. Alright, demand. For explaining demand in a better way, I have prepared this chart. See, before explaining or before defining demand, you must have to consider these 4 elements. That is, price of the product, quantity of the product, willingness and ability to pay, and time period. These 4 things, association of these 4 things ultimately gives you the explanation for demand. So, demand refers to the total quantity of a commodity that a consumer is willing and able to purchase at its current price during a given period of time. So, see in the definition, demand refers to the total quantity of a commodity, means the quantity a consumer is willing and able to purchase at its current price during a given period of time. So basically, this definition is the sum total of all these 4 components. I hope that now you are clear with the distinction between demand and desire, and you will not be getting confused between demand and desire in the days to come. Now, as I already said that in my today's class, I will just focus on the basics of demand. So, before getting into the depth of the various types of demands and all, first let me talk about these 2 things, that is individual demand and market demand. I think you can get a brief idea before just looking at these 2 concepts, that is individual, these 2 terms, individual and market. See, individual demand refers to the individualistic perception, means the amount or the quantity of a commodity that an individual is willing to purchase at its current price during a given period of time. It mainly talks about the individual behavior in the demand analysis or purchasing of goods and services. Now, market demand, the term market is the aggregation of individualistic things. So, market demand refers to the aggregate demand of all individuals for a particular commodity at various possible prices during a given period of time. Market demand shows the sum total of all the individual demands. It shows the sum total of individual demands. So, individual demand is a person's demand. For example, you just assume yourself as a consumer. All of us are consumers, right? Just assume yourself as a consumer, and while assuming yourself as a consumer, suppose you want to purchase or you need to purchase 5 pens. 5 pen and 5 pencil in a month. That is your demand. Similarly, in my case, if I say that I need 3 pens and 1 pencil per month, similarly, each and every individual's demands will be varied. If we aggregate the demand of all individuals for a particular product, then it is considered as market demand. Okay? So, these are the very basic types of demand. Now, determinants of demand. See, determinants of demand can be explained with the help of the 2 types of demand that we discussed in the previous slide. That is individual demand and market demand. Okay. Now, the factors which act as the determinants of demand. See, these are the price of the commodity, prices of related commodities, income of the consumer, taste and preferences of the consumer. These are the 4 determinants of individual demand. Now, let's come to the market demand. In case of market demand, these are the three components or determinants which lead to or acts as the determinants of demand. These are the three things, that is population, distribution of income, season and weather. For explaining it in a better way, let's go to the next slide. See, first component is, or the first determinant is, price of the product. See, price of the product is always inversely related to the quantity of the commodity. Price of the commodity is inversely related to the quantity of the commodity. Assume yourself as a consumer. This is the general behavior of every individual. When the price of the product increases, our demand for having that product falls. And when price of the product falls, we want to consume more of that product. Just now I have given the example of this pen, 5 pens. Suppose you used to purchase 5 pens at rupees 10 each. Means you need to give 50 rupees for in the name of pen. But if suppose the price has been doubled, means the price of each pen has been increased to 20 rupees. Will you be able to afford it? Even if you are in a position to afford it, you may not be willing to pay because you are paying a double price and you can substitute it. Let's come to the second point, that is prices of related goods, substitute goods. You can go for another substitute which you can get. All the pens are similar type, right? If you are getting another product at 10 rupees, then why will you purchase the same product at 20 rupees? Is it? So there exists increase or direct relationship between increase in the price of the substitute goods and demand for the given commodity. Reverse is the case for complementary goods. An increase in the price of the complementary goods leads to the decrease in the demand for commodity and vice versa. Complementary goods are like those goods which go together. For example, copy and pen. If the price of copy has been increased, what will be the use of purchasing pen, right? So with the decrease in the demand for copy, the demand for pen will also be reduced. That is the case for complementary goods. Again, third component is income of the consumer. Obviously, when the income of the consumer increases, our willingness to pay for or consume goods and services will be more in case of normal goods and reverse in the case for inferior goods. Then fourth thing is taste and preferences. Taste and preferences are directly associated with demand for a commodity. Suppose you are attracted towards a different brand. When you skip your brand, when your taste has been diverted, the demand for the previous product will be reduced. No? Now you are suppose interested in the purchase of any other product which is just coming into the market. So previously your demand for another product will be reduced when you divert your consumption to the new product. So this is how taste and preferences are directly related to the demand for a commodity. Fifth point is population. Population is the market demand for a commodity is directly related to the size of the population. Obviously, when the size of the population is larger, the demand for the market demand will also be greater. Similarly, distribution of income, when the distribution of income is equitable, then it will be better for the market demand will also be higher. Similarly, season and weather. Season and weather can also affect. During summer season, demand for ice cream will increase, right? And during winter, the demand for coffee will increase. So that's all for today's class. Thank you so much for watching these videos. I hope all of you liked it. If you liked it, just like the video, subscribe the channel and keep on watching me. Thank you.